Daily Horoscope for Taurus, May 13, 2025 General Overview today marks a significant turning point for you, Taurus. As we approach the final days of your solar season, the cosmic energy is intensifying around you. The sun still illuminates your sign, empowering your natural Taurian qualities of determination, practicality, and sensuality. However, there's a distinct shift in the atmosphere as several planets align in a way that highlights your financial sector and values system. May 13th brings a grounding energy that allows you to reconnect with your core priorities and make decisions from a place of inner strength. Planetary influences, the Sun in Taurus, forms a harmonious trine with Saturn in Pisces today, creating a stable bridge between your identity and your long-term aspirations. This planetary conversation encourages responsible planning and rewards disciplined approaches to your goals. It's an excellent day to lay foundations for projects that require sustained effort. Meanwhile, Venus, your ruling planet, is dancing through Gemini, activating your second house of personal resources and self-worth. This creates a curious duality where you're simultaneously drawn to financial security while feeling an uncharacteristic urge to splurge on beautiful things that catch your fancy. Mercury, positioned at the critical final degree of Taurus before entering Gemini, sharpens your communication skills and enhances your ability to articulate your needs with precision and grace. This planetary positioning suggests that conversations initiated today, particularly about money or personal boundaries, will have lasting implications. Pay attention to the insights that emerge; they contain valuable wisdom. The moon's position, the moon is transiting through deep and transformative Scorpio today, occupying your seventh house of partnerships and relationships. This creates an emotional undertow that draws you toward more meaningful connections and conversations. You may find yourself craving depth over breadth in your interactions, preferring one soul-stirring exchange over multiple surface-level encounters. This lunar position also heightens your intuition regarding others' motivations, helping you discern who truly has your best interests at heart. Love and relationships, with the moon in your relationship sector, forming a powerful opposition to your sun. Relationship matters take center stage today. If you're in a committed partnership, expect revelations and realizations about the balance of power and mutual needs. This is an excellent day to address inequalities or unspoken tensions that have been simmering beneath the surface. Single Taurians might feel a magnetic pull toward someone who challenges their worldview or introduces them to unfamiliar emotional territory. The key to navigating today's relationship energy is honesty with yourself first and then with others. The Venus-Neptune square that's forming suggests some potential for romantic confusion or idealization. Be careful not to project fantasy qualities onto new acquaintances or to ignore red flags in existing relationships. Your typically reliable bull-headed pragmatism might be temporarily clouded by wishful thinking. If making important relationship decisions today, sleep on them before taking irreversible action. Career and finances, your career sector receives beneficial aspects today as Jupiter in Gemini forms a supportive sextile to your sun. This planetary arrangement suggests unexpected opportunities for growth, possibly involving communication, writing, or short-distance travel. A chance conversation with a colleague could open doors you didn't know existed. Your financial acumen is particularly sharp today, making it an excellent time to review investments, negotiate raises, or consider new revenue streams. Mars in Cáncer is activating your communication sector, infusing your words with emotional conviction and persuasive power. If you need to make a presentation or pitch an idea, your passion will be palpable and compelling. However, this placement can also make you more defensive when your ideas are questioned. Remember that constructive criticism is not a personal attack on your worth. The Saturn influence today reminds you that slow and steady progress toward career goals is more sustainable than dramatic leaps that haven't been properly planned. Authority figures are likely to recognize your reliability and reward your consistency. A project you've been nurturing since last winter may finally show tangible results or recognition today. Health and wellness physically, Taurus rules the throat, neck, and shoulders, and these areas might require extra attention today. The Scorpio moon could manifest as tension in these bodily regions if you're suppressing your truth or carrying others' burdens. Consider gentle stretching or massage therapy to release accumulated stress. Your vitality is steady, but could be enhanced through grounding practices like gardening, cooking with fresh ingredients, or walking barefoot in natural settings. Nutritionally, your body craves mineral-rich foods today. Dark leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and whole grains will provide sustained energy without the crashes that come from processed alternatives. The Venus-Neptune aspect suggests potential for overindulgence, particularly with sweets or alcohol. Moderation serves you best, allowing pleasure without undermining well-being. Mentally, the Mercury position supports clearing old thought patterns that no longer serve your evolution. Journaling or voice recording your reflections could yield surprising insights. The emotional landscape under the Scorpio moon might bring subconscious material to the surface. Dreams could be particularly vivid and meaningful tonight. Personal growth. This is a pivotal day in your personal development, Taurus. The Saturn trine to your Sun creates a maturity checkpoint, asking you to evaluate how far you've come and what still requires refinement. You may notice that certain insecurities that plagued you in the past have lost their power, while new, more sophisticated challenges have taken their place. This is not regression, but evolution. You're playing at a higher level now. Uranus, continuing its extended journey through your sign, forms a significant aspect to Mercury today, potentially triggering breakthrough thinking or sudden clarity about a situation that has confused you for months. Your typically methodical mind may experience lightning flashes of insight that reorganize your understanding in valuable ways. Be open to perspectives that initially seem counterintuitive. They contain seeds of important truth. The Scorpio moon encourages psychological depth work, making this an excellent day for therapy, shadow integration practices, or honest conversations about emotional patterns. Your capacity for self-awareness is heightened, allowing you to observe your reactions without being completely identified with them. This observer consciousness is the foundation of lasting personal transformation. Daily advice today calls for balance between your natural practicality and emerging intuitive wisdom. Trust your body's intelligence. It often knows what your mind hasn't yet accepted. Create space in your schedule for both productive activity and reflective stillness. The most valuable insights may arrive during quiet moments between planned events. Be mindful of a tendency towards stubbornness today. While your legendary persistence serves you well in most situations, there are moments when flexibility and adaptation represent the higher wisdom. Distinguish between standing firm on core values, appropriate, and resisting change simply because it's unfamiliar, limiting. Consider reaching out to a water sign friend, Cáncer, Scorpio, Pisces. Today, their emotional intelligence complements your practical nature and may offer perspective on a situation you've been analyzing too logically. Their intuitive approach balances your methodical one, creating a more complete understanding. Lucky elements. Your most fortunate color today is deep emerald green, which harmonizes with your earth element while activating heart-centered growth. Carrying or wearing green tourmaline would be especially supportive of the day's energies. Your lucky number sequence is 6, 15, and 24 numbers that relate to Venus's harmonious vibration and support financial stability. Directionally, facing east during important conversations or decisions aligns you with energies of new beginnings and fresh perspectives. Looking ahead, the energy of today creates ripples that will continue influencing your experience through the remainder of May. Seeds planted now, whether literal in your garden or figurative in your projects and relationships, have strong potential to flourish if given consistent attention. The next new moon will activate your communication sector, building upon the Mercury themes emerging today. Pay particular attention to information or opportunities that arrive around May 17th, when Venus forms a significant aspect to your Sun. This could bring delightful developments in both financial and romantic realms. As we approach the Sun's movement into Gemini on May 20th, you'll feel a natural shift from matters of identity toward questions of resources and values. The work you do today to clarify what truly matters to you will serve as a useful compass during that transition. Remember, dear Taurus, that your greatest strength has always been your ability to create beauty and value from raw materials, whether those materials are physical, emotional, or spiritual in nature. Today offers rich resources for your continued growth and prosperity. Trust the pace of your unique journey, knowing that steady progress aligned with core values will always bring you to where you truly need to be. The celestial landscape on May 13, 2025, creates a fascinating day for you, Taurus. The Sun is positioned prominently in your sign, approximately 23 degrees Taurus, amplifying your natural traits and bringing your core essence into sharper focus. This solar energy illuminates your path and strengthens your resolve during this final week of your solar season. With the Sun in your first house, your personal projects and identity-related matters receive cosmic spotlighting, making this an excellent time for self-development and renewal. Venus, your ruling planet, has moved into Gemini, creating an interesting dynamic in your second house of resources and values. This placement brings a dual nature to your financial thinking. You may find yourself contemplating multiple streams of income or reconsidering how you allocate your resources. The Venus in Gemini influence makes you more adaptable regarding material concerns, though it could also tempt you toward unnecessary purchases that satisfy intellectual curiosity rather than practical needs. Mercury's position in late Taurus forms a harmonious trine with Pluto in Aquarius, deepening your thought processes and giving you exceptional insight into complex situations, particularly those involving career matters or public standing. This aspect grants you detective-like perception. You'll likely uncover information others have missed, especially in professional settings. The Moon in Capricorn today activates your ninth house of higher learning and philosophical expansion. This creates a grounding effect on your belief systems and encourages you to take a disciplined approach to expanding your knowledge base. You may feel drawn to structured learning or formal educational opportunities that have practical applications. Jupiter, positioned in Gemini, continues its journey through your second house, bringing expansion to your financial sector. This placement has been increasing your earning potential since its ingress, but requires careful management to avoid overextension. Today's specific angle between Jupiter and Saturn creates tension between growth and limitation, teaching you valuable lessons about sustainable abundance. Mars in Cáncer occupies your third house of communication and local environment, infusing your daily interactions with emotional undercurrents. This placement makes you more protective of your ideas and more likely to defend your intellectual territory. Communications today may carry emotional weight, and you might find yourself speaking more passionately than usual, especially about matters related to home, family, or personal security. Uranus, continuing its long-term transit through Taurus, forms a significant conjunction with your Sun if you were born around this date. This creates a revolutionary energy pattern that encourages breaking free from stagnant patterns and embracing authentic self-expression. This aspect has been developing for some time, but feels particularly potent today. Saturn in Aries occupies your 12th house of the unconscious and hidden matters, creating a restructuring effect on your inner world and private life. This placement demands honest introspection and accountability for self-limiting beliefs or behaviors. Today's square between Saturn and Mercury may bring challenges related to communicating these deeper realizations. Neptune in Pisces continues its journey through your 11th house of social connections and future aspirations, creating a dreamy, idealistic quality to your friend groups and long-term goals. Today's sextile between Neptune and Venus enhances your creative inspiration and spiritual connection to material resources, potentially revealing how your values align with your highest aspirations. Pluto in Aquarius occupies your 10th house of career and public image, gradually transforming your professional identity and relationship with authority. Today's trine with Mercury gives you powerful insights into power dynamics at work and helps you communicate with greater impact and persuasiveness. The North Node in Aries points toward your need for spiritual growth and release of past patterns, while the South Node in Libra suggests comfort in relationships, maybe preventing personal evolution. Today's alignment encourages balancing self-development with partnership needs. Chiron, the wounded healer, in Aries forms a subtle aspect with your Sun today, bringing awareness to core wounds related to identity and self-assertion. This energy provides an opportunity for healing if you're willing to acknowledge vulnerable aspects of yourself. This complex planetary picture creates a day where your naturally grounded Taurian energy receives multiple cosmic influences, each adding nuance to your experience. The predominant theme involves communication of values, resource management, and the transformation of your public identity through innovative thinking. Most powerfully, the Sun-Uranus conjunction in your sign signals that this is no ordinary Taurus season. It's one where breaking from tradition may serve you better than clinging to the familiar. Mercury's position in Gemini on May 13, 2025, creates a fascinating dynamic for you, Taurus. While you typically prefer thoughtful, measured communication, today you'll feel an unusual surge of verbal dexterity. Words may flow more freely than they typically do, and you might surprise yourself with quick-witted responses in conversations that normally would require more processing time. This is because Mercury in Gemini forms a sextile with Venus in your sign, creating a harmonious energy between your communication sector and your sense of self-worth. Your ruling planet, Venus, empowers your voice today, enabling you to express not just thoughts, but also emotions with unusual clarity. However, be mindful that the moon in Scorpio forms an opposition to your sign, which could intensify conversations, particularly with close partners or business associates. There's a tendency today to dig beneath surface-level exchanges and uncover deeper truths. This isn't necessarily problematic. In fact, it may lead to breakthrough moments in relationships that have been stuck in patterns of superficial communication. The third house emphasis in your chart today particularly supports written communication. If you've been meaning to update your resume, write an important email, or even work on creative writing, the cosmic energy strongly favors these activities before 3 p.m. After this time, Neptune's aspect shifts, potentially making clear expression more challenging as the day progresses. In professional settings, you'll find that your typically reserved communication style is enhanced with a touch of charisma. Colleagues and superiors will be more receptive to your ideas, especially if you present them with your natural Taurian thoroughness while incorporating the Gemini-Mercury influence of variety and options. One caution: Jupiter's wide square to Mercury suggests a tendency toward exaggeration or promising more than you can deliver. Keep your practical nature at the forefront and resist any urge to embellish facts simply to impress others. For those in creative fields, this is an exceptional day for pitching ideas, presenting work, or engaging in collaborative brainstorming sessions. The Venus-Mercury sextile especially enhances artistic expression and the ability to communicate aesthetic concepts. In personal relationships, honesty will serve you well, but delivery matters. The Scorpio moon opposition reminds you that others may be more sensitive to criticism than usual, so temper directness with diplomacy. Phone calls rather than text messages would be particularly effective today, as your voice will carry nuances that written words might miss. Pay attention to body language as well. With Mercury enhancing your awareness of nonverbal cues, you'll pick up on subtleties you might normally miss. For single Taurus individuals, this planetary arrangement supports meeting new connections through intellectual or communicative events. Consider attending talks, workshops, or even engaging more actively in social media discussions. Your words have particular weight today, so use them intentionally and with awareness of their impact. Journal writing would be especially productive, helping you process complex emotions that you might usually internalize. The day's overall communication tone asks you to balance your natural tendency for careful consideration with a more spontaneous exchange of ideas. This temporary flexibility in your expression style could open doors to new understanding in relationships that have felt stalled or misunderstood. Trust that your inherent thoughtfulness will prevent you from speaking too hastily, even as you embrace a more fluid conversational approach. May 13, 2025 emerges as a financially significant day for Taurus, with Venus, your ruling planet, forming a harmonious trine with Jupiter in your wealth sector. This powerful configuration opens unexpected channels for monetary gain, particularly through long-term investments you've been nurturing. The moon in Scorpio occupies your partnership house, suggesting financial opportunities may emerge through business alliances or collaborative ventures. Pay special attention to proposals arriving around midday, when lunar energies reach their peak influence on your financial axis. Mercury, positioned in your communication sector, enhances your ability to negotiate favorable terms. Your words carry persuasive power today, especially when discussing monetary matters. A subtle aspect between Saturn and your career house indicates that financial rewards may come through professional recognition or taking on additional responsibilities that demonstrate your reliability. The day's energy particularly supports passive income streams. Investments in property, technology platforms, or creative endeavors show promising potential for future returns. Venus's position also heightens your natural financial intuition. Trust those gut feelings about when to move forward with monetary commitments. For Taurus entrepreneurs, this day marks an excellent time to review pricing structures or launch premium offerings. Financial institutions may be unusually receptive to your proposals, making it an opportune moment to renegotiate terms or seek improved interest rates. Pluto's transformative influence in your resources sector suggests hidden value in assets you've previously overlooked. Consider reappraisal of collections or possessions gathering dust. The numerological vibration of this day, 4/13/2025, reduces to 8. The number of abundance further amplifies financial potentiality. A Jupiter-influenced window opens around 3 p.m., bringing possibilities through foreign connections or international markets. Avoid impulsive spending on status symbols, despite Mars creating desire for luxury acquisitions. Instead, channel resources toward appreciating assets with practical utility. Financial documentation requires careful attention. Double-check figures, as Mercury's placement could make small but significant details easy to overlook. Conservation of resources serves you well, as Neptune's distant aspect suggests potential for minor financial leakage through unnecessary subscriptions or forgotten automatic payments. Your financial magnetism peaks in the evening hours, making it an excellent time for important money conversations with decision-makers who control budgets or allocate resources. Consider setting aside a portion of any unexpected gains for your security fund, as Saturn's influence rewards disciplined saving with compounded future benefits. For Taurus on May 13, 2025, your fortunate areas are particularly illuminated by a powerful Venus-Jupiter trine that creates a flow of abundance in your life. This configuration opens doors in multiple domains, with your ruling planet Venus bringing its blessings directly to you. The earth element is strongly emphasized today, creating a foundation for practical gains and tangible results. Your materials sector receives significant cosmic attention, with the moon in Capricorn forming a supportive earth trine to your sun. This creates perfect conditions for financial stability and resource accumulation. Any investments initiated today, especially in tangible assets like real estate or precious metals, carry Venus's signature of appreciation over time. The second house of personal resources is highlighted, suggesting unexpected financial opportunities may arise through established connections. Keep an eye on communications from institutions you've previously worked with, as they might bring profitable propositions. Your ability to nurture relationships bears fruit today, as contacts you've developed over time may present opportunities for collaboration that benefit your material well-being. The Venus-Neptune sextile enhances your intuition regarding value, making this an excellent day for assessing worth in all forms, whether negotiating a salary, considering a purchase, or evaluating an investment. Your natural Taurian patience is rewarded as projects you've steadily developed begin showing concrete results. The Jupiter influence brings expansion specifically to areas where you've been consistent and methodical. Creative pursuits with practical applications are especially favored, as Taurus's artistic sensibilities combine with today's productive energy. Partnerships form another fortunate area, with existing relationships deepening and new beneficial connections possible. Professional relationships are particularly blessed, as Mercury's position facilitates clear communication with authority figures. If you've been hoping for recognition at work, today's planetary alignment supports visibility with decision makers. Your health sector receives positive energy as well, making this an excellent day to establish routines that enhance physical well-being. Activities connecting you with nature will be especially rejuvenating and grounding. The harmonious aspect between Venus and Pluto adds transformative power to your natural resources, suggesting that something you already possess could be leveraged in a new, more profitable way. Today's energy supports slow, deliberate movement rather than impulsive action, perfectly aligned with your Taurian nature. Taking time to fully appreciate sensory experiences not only brings pleasure, but attracts more abundance. The Venus-Jupiter aspect particularly blesses social gatherings that involve food, music, or artistic elements. Hosting or attending such events could lead to fortunate connections. Educational pursuits related to practical skills or financial knowledge are highly favored, with information absorbed today likely to have long-term beneficial applications. For Taurus entrepreneurs, this is an excellent day for refining business models or exploring sustainable approaches to commerce. The Earth trine supports endeavors that respect natural resources while creating stability. Your innate understanding of value becomes your greatest asset today, allowing you to recognize opportunities others might overlook. Trust your sensory perceptions and physical responses as guidance systems pointing toward fortunate paths. Today's celestial configuration brings interesting social dynamics for Taurus natives. With the sun firmly in your sign, your natural charisma is enhanced, making you a magnetic presence in social gatherings. Venus, your ruling planet, is creating fascinating aspects that color your interactions with both familiar faces and potential new connections. The position of Mercury today suggests that communication flows with unusual ease, particularly when discussing practical matters or topics related to personal values. This is an excellent day to express ideas that you've been keeping to yourself, especially in group settings where your thoughtful insights will be particularly well received. A notable lunar aspect brings emotional intelligence to your social interactions. You'll find yourself picking up on subtle cues that might normally go unnoticed, allowing you to navigate complex social situations with grace and understanding. This heightened sensitivity serves you well in both professional networking and personal relationship building. Jupiter's beneficial angle to your sun sign amplifies your natural Taurian generosity, making this an excellent day for hosting gatherings or facilitating connections between friends from different circles. The 11th house of friendships receives positive vibrations today, suggesting that community connections and group affiliations bring substantial benefits. Consider accepting invitations to collective activities, whether virtual or in person, as they may lead to meaningful new connections that align with your long-term goals. Saturn's position reminds you to maintain appropriate boundaries even as you open yourself to new connections. Not every social interaction needs to develop into a deep friendship, and your discerning nature serves you well in determining which connections merit further investment of your time and energy. Venus forms an intriguing aspect with Mars today, adding a subtle competitive or dynamic energy to social interactions. This could manifest as playful banter or as a motivating force in collaborative projects. Either way, this energy brings vitality to your social sphere and prevents interactions from becoming stagnant. The third house influences suggest that communications with siblings, neighbors, or close community members take on special significance today. A casual conversation could evolve into something more meaningful, potentially opening doors to new social circles or shared interests. Uranus, currently in your sign, continues its longer-term influence of bringing unexpected encounters and surprising connections. Today, this energy is particularly focused on introducing you to people who challenge your conventional thinking or expose you to novel ideas. Though initially unsettling, these interactions have the potential to be deeply rewarding. Neptune's position brings a dreamy, compassionate quality to your social interactions, enhancing your empathy and ability to connect on spiritual or creative levels. Pluto's transformative energy touches your social connections today, potentially bringing to light deeper aspects of existing relationships. A conversation may suddenly shift to more profound topics, revealing dimensions of a friend or acquaintance that you hadn't previously recognized. This depth enhances the quality of your connections, even if it momentarily creates intensity. The position of Chiron suggests that social healing is possible today. If there have been misunderstandings or tensions within your social circle, the energy supports reconciliation and mutual understanding. Today's Venus-Jupiter trine particularly benefits connections related to financial matters or shared resources. Conversations about collaborative ventures or mutual investments flow easily and could lead to beneficial partnerships. Your practical insights are especially valued in these contexts. The moon's position enhances your emotional receptivity.